I think when we're talking about the risks that young people and children face online, first off, I think it's important to talk not solely just about the risks. If you're having a conversation with a child or a young person, don't start off with, this is the risk. Children are less likely to engage. So I think whenever you're having a conversation about risks, start from the positives. But for risks, I would say there are kind of three key areas that parents, carers, professionals should be considering. It's who children and young people are chatting to, what they're seeing and what they're sharing.
And putting them into these kind of three categories can really help us as professionals to manage these risks and to break them down and really think about how can we keep children safe from each of those kind of categories, if you like.
Obviously, lots of different ways to chat online nowadays, but with it comes the risk of bullying online, particularly in games, for example, but also grooming as well. And grooming is when someone will establish a relationship with a young person, try to elicit a sense of trust. You know, often young people think they've found this brand new friend, someone who understands them, perhaps gives them gifts when they're playing games online. But they're doing this because they want to manipulate and abuse the young people.
So there's like a process that builds up where somebody online is building up that kind of relationship with the intent to exploit or abuse or to extort money from a young person. And some young people are more vulnerable than others if they are spending a lot of their time online, because they might find it easier to communicate and build relationships with people online than face to face.
I think it can be different for people of all ages, obviously. But I think a lot of the risks can come from like chat spaces, especially on more and more they're bringing out things where the messages like delete after a certain period of time. And I think that can really make young people feel like if they've been sent something like someone trying to contact them inappropriately, or someone trying to contact them who they're uncomfortable with, can really make them feel like, oh, you know, well, it's disappeared now, I've got no evidence, I can't really talk to anyone, like I won't be believed.
There's lots of different risks online, and also there are lots of opportunities, and we want to make sure that young people have access to the opportunities they need while being able to avoid some of the key harms that are out there. For example, one of the big harms that children talk to us a lot about is harmful content that they might get access to. So that could be illegal content, it could be things like child abuse material, which they come across, but it could also be things that are still legal to be online but are still harmful to them.
I think some of the risks we face is content that hasn't properly been moderated, people posting things that just aren't age appropriate for my age group, that fall through content moderation nets, and misinformation, and especially with AI, where young people see something that looks plausible, but really is just completely false. And I think that's really dangerous if young people are using information they find online for like research and like life decisions.
Other risks are about your personal data and your personal information, so not giving away those details, things around payment for different apps and add-ons to that, giving away your identity information so people will know who you are, how old you are, what your date of birth is, where you go to school, and so on.
More increasingly, younger people are sharing indecent images of themselves. And we have a tool at Childline called Report Remove. And if a child has shared an image, for whatever reason, they can report it to Report Remove. And they work with the Internet Watch Foundation to get it taken down from not only where it's posted, but from the internet. Obviously, there are some limitations, but the Report Remove team keep the child informed, the young person informed as to what's happening with their image.